Here's the January roundup. 16,000 jobs cut at Amazon, 1,500 at Meta, 800 at Pinterest. While you were recovering from the holidays, tech companies were preparing termination notices. Are you next? Understanding the patterns can help you prepare. Let's do a run through of a really tough month for over 20,000 tech workers getting the worst news at the start of the year. I'll start with the biggest announcement that was also a complete screw up. Amazon's announcement was chaos from the start. On January 27th, a senior VP at AWS sent an email telling employees that their colleagues had already been notified about layoffs. There was just one problem. HR hadn't actually sent those notifications yet. So Amazon had to scramble to get out the official announcement of a new round of 16,000 job cuts. Beth Galetti posted it to the company blog on the 28th, a day later. I look at some of the headlines. They reference AI as the reason behind these layoffs. But Galetti makes no mention of AI. Instead, it's the usual corporate language, reducing layers and removing bureaucracy. If you're thinking you've heard this all before, unfortunately, you have. Amazon had massive tech layoffs throughout 2025 too. This is just the latest unwelcome chapter. The next giant on the January hit list is Meta. These cuts hit Reality Labs, Meta's virtual reality division. Zuckerberg renamed his company because he was so bullish on the metaverse. Of the 15,000 employees, 10% learned they were out. That's 1,500 people. What's gone wrong? Zuckerberg's vision was that we'd all live and work in this virtual world. Remember this guy with no legs? Yeah, that went well. The problem for Reality Labs is that the losses are wild. We're talking over $50 billion since 2022. Meta is switching focus to the wearables like AI glass, so some employees working on the technologies that just really haven't caught on are gone. Next up is Pinterest. Pinterest is a social media company where you pin and share images. I never got into it, but it's huge. It had 600 million users at the end of 2025 and 5,200 staff. Pinterest announced a 15% cut of the workforce in January. That's nearly 800 people losing their jobs. Unlike Amazon and Meta this month, Pinterest has explicitly stated that they are focusing on AI. They're cutting people to hire AI specialists and build AI products. This is an emerging pattern. Companies are using AI not just as a tool, but as justification for restructuring their entire workforce. Angie is the fourth major company I'll cover this month. Don't recognize the name? It used to be Angie's List. It's a marketplace for consumers to find services like vets, plumbers, cleaners, pest control. On January 7th, they filed with the SEC announcing 12% cuts. With 2,800 employees, that's about 250 people out. Like Pinterest, Angie explicitly blames AI. This probably isn't about ChatGPT or Claude Code replacing tech staff. They're likely using machine learning models to automate the matching process that used to require human judgment. So those were the biggest announcements of January, but of course there were other tech companies letting people go. Tailwind is an interesting one that garnered attention in the software engineering communities. As a small company, their 75% cut is a shocking headline number. But with a development team of 4, that meant 3 unfortunate people lost their jobs. So that's January 2026. Over 20,000 tech workers started the year suddenly unemployed. The pattern is clear. AI is becoming the go-to justification for cuts, whether companies are actually investing in AI or just using it as cover for cost cutting. If you're in tech, the question isn't if your company will restructure, it's when. I'll be tracking these layoffs every month. Subscribe so you don't miss the updates. I have deep dive videos into layoffs at Amazon and at Meta on this channel. I also have videos on how to recognize the warning signs of layoffs at your own company. You'll find links in the description below. Stay prepared out there.